Imbolc is a festival that marks the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. It's traditionally celebrated on February 1st or 2nd. It's all about welcoming the first signs of spring and honoring Bridget, the Celtic goddess of fire, healing, and fertility. People often light candles, spring clean, and make Bridget crosses out of reeds or straw. It's a time of new beginnings, of hope for the warmer days ahead. There are quite a few traditional activities for Imbolc. People often light candles or fires to symbolize the returning of light. Some folks make Bridget crosses or dolls out of reeds or straw. Spring clean is also a big thing, as it is a way to clear out the old and make space for the new. Another activity is visiting sacred wells or springs, which are sacred to Bridget, and leaving offerings or saying prayers. It's all about renewal and preparing for the new season. Imbolc and Candlemas are closely related, but not exactly the same. Imbolc is a Celtic festival celebrating the beginning of spring, and Candlemas is a Christian holiday that falls on February 2nd. Candlemas marks the presentation of Jesus at the temple and is also associated with the blessings of candles. Both holidays share themes of light and renewal, but they come from different traditions. Candlemas traditions include blessing candles that will be used in the church throughout the year. People also light candles and sometimes have a procession to symbolize Jesus as the light of the world. It's also a time when some folks take down their Christmas decorations, which is when I usually take down mine. Whether you celebrate Imbolc or Candlemas, the one common denominator with both is Bridget. In the pagan tradition, she is considered a goddess. In the Christian religion, she is considered a saint. Either way you look at it, she is dominant when it comes to the Sabbath or the holy day of Candlemas or Imbolc. My very first encounter with Bridget was a couple of years ago. Before then, I had only celebrated the 4 major Sabbaths, but I had started celebrating the others, and while researching her, I realized how much she would be a huge influence in my life, and she has not disappointed. The goddess Bridget is a prominent figure in Irish mythology, recognized as the goddess of pre-Christian Ireland. Her mythological background is a member of the Tuatha De Danann, a supernatural race in Irish mythology. Bridget is often considered a triple goddess due to her association with 3 primary domains, each sometimes represented by one of 3 sisters, also named Bridget. Poetry inspiration. She was the muse of bards, poets, and scholars, inspiring creativity and wisdom. Healing. As a healer, she was linked with wells and water, symbolizing healing and purification. And smithcraft. Her association with fire made her a patroness of blacksmiths, symbolizing transformation through the forge. Her attributes and symbols are fire, representing inspiration, knowledge, and the hearth. Her sacred fire at Kildare was tended by priests, a tradition that continued into Christian times, with nuns caring for her perpetual flame in honor of Saint Bridget. Water. Despite her fire association, she is also the goddess of wells and rivers, highlighting her role in healing and fertility. Many holy wells in Ireland are dedicated to her. Animals. Bridget is often linked with animals, particularly cows, symbolizing fertility and abundance. Her care for domesticated animals reflect her nurturing aspect. Her role in this festival is her significance in the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. In contemporary pagan, Wiccan, and Druid practices, Bridget remains a revered idol, celebrated for her aspects of creativity, healing, and transformation. Her image and stories inspire art, literature, and cultural discussions about heritage and spirituality. Her enduring presence in Irish culture showcases her as a symbol of light, wisdom, and life, bridging ancient mythology with modern celebrations. Her legacy is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of cultural symbols across epochs. She is both a Celtic goddess and a Christian saint. She is associated with a variety of symbols that reflect her diverse role and attributes. Here are some of the most prominent symbols linked to her: fire, water, crafts, nature, serpents, hammer, harp, and effigy doll. In modern times, these symbols are not only a part of traditional celebrations, but also inspire contemporary art, literature, and spiritual practices, keeping the memory of Bridget alive across different cultural contexts. She is the gap between pagan and Christian traditions. Bridget has made an incredible impact in my life personally, and since last year when we made a Bridget doll, I had no idea just how much she was going to impact it. So much has happened in my life since I made this doll that I know for a fact that she is a part of. And the inspiration for my website, art pieces that I've been making, and ideas that I have come up with have only happened since I have had this connection with Bridget. It's undeniable, and the doors that it has opened for me through my art and creativity, I definitely know that Bridget is a part of that, and I am forever grateful to her. There are different ways to connect with Bridget. If you go back to last year, in my videos, you will find the Imbolc video, and we have made the Bridget doll in that video. You can also go to my website, anoldfriendstudio.com, and you are able to subscribe to my newsletter, and we will have a craft for every Sabbath with directions and different spells and other information on healing, on art, on spirituality that are going to be put in the newsletter and eventually moved onto our website. So if any of that interests you, please go to our website at anoldfriendstudio.com. And for those who do subscribe, we do have a giveaway every Sabbath. So go to anoldfriendstudio.com and subscribe for our newsletter so that you can be a part of this community. Other ways that you can connect with Bridget is by making a Bridget cross. Now, I have not made this yet, but my connection with her and the doll and I is undeniable, and it is something that I'm looking forward to making in the future. You can find directions to this online if you Google it, and Pinterest, I think, has like a dozen videos. Hanging a Bridget cross in the home is traditionally believed to offer protection from fire, illness, and evil spirits. This protective aspect of Bridget's role as a guardian, both in her pagan and Christian forms. Spiritual safeguarding. Beyond physical safety, the cross symbolizes a spiritual protection, warding off harm and bringing peace to the household. Through its various symbols and interpretations, the cross casts themes of protection, renewal, unity, faith, and cultural identities. It serves as a physical manifestation of Bridget's enduring legend, bridging ancient pagan practice with Christian traditions, and remains a potent symbol in both spiritual practices and cultural celebrations in Ireland. The Brigid doll represents either the Celtic goddess Brigid or Saint Bridget of Kildare, depending on the cultural or religious context of the celebration. The doll represents Brigid and her attributes. The doll's body is a spirit of renewal and protection, the revival of spring. The doll is often used to invite Bridget's blessings into the home for fertility, prosperity, and good fortune in some traditions, which has been my experience. The doll is placed in a small bed or cradle. The doll is typically kept for a year, after which it's either buried in the ground to return to fertility and the earth, or burnt in a ceremonial fire symbolizing the cycle of life and the transition of the new year. I have not been able to find my doll, even though I've seen it throughout this entire year. Now, I did not put it in a bed, and I cannot find her, and I'm hoping to find her before Imbolc, but I don't know if I really want to do that, and I don't know if I have to. So, I don't know if I always blame the brownies or the elves for stealing my stuff, because I lose stuff all the time, and then it just magically appears right before me like the next day. And I always tease them that it's them. I'm always telling everybody the pixies did it or the brownies did it. And I have a feeling that they may have taken offense to that, and that's why my stuff is always missing, especially around the Sabbath. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but I will keep you informed at a later date. Another way to connect with Bridget is through what's called Bridget's cloak. And what that is a cloth or ribbon, and putting it outside on your doorknob the night before Imbolc, on Imbolc Eve. It's believed that Bridget blesses this cloth, which is then used for healing or protection throughout the year. Now, I have done that for the last couple of years, and I keep one specifically for my altar, and then I keep another one for me, and I have one ready right now that will go out on Imbolc Eve, and I use that. It's actually a scarf that I use to meditate in, and that's what I'll be putting out this year. The other one that I keep on the altar will usually be on the altar during that season, and then it will lay atop a basket that I have with all of my herbs in it. The last thing that you can connect to Bridget with is by going to a sacred well and praying to her, leaving her offerings. Now, I didn't touch on that, and I'm going to let it go at this, because I will be making, as a craft, a sacred well for Bridget, a miniature one, to put on top of my altar. And that video will be recorded tomorrow, and I will have it out the beginning of next week. So look for that video. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see our craft of a sacred well that we'll be posting this week, please like and subscribe. Until next time, sweet souls, stay blessed.